Valentina Tres Palacios was born on December 16, 2001, in Bogotá, Colombia. She was raised by her mother, Laura Hidalgo, along with her older brother, Daniel. Even though her parents separated when she was young, Valentina and her three siblings were brought up in a caring and supportive home. As a teenager, Valentina found her love for music and dreamed of a career in entertainment. She often visited clubs and became interested in DJing. In 2017, she met Pablo Silva, an entrepreneur, at one of the clubs. Seeing her potential, Pablo motivated her to follow her dreams. Over the next 2 years, Valentina trained to become a professional DJ, and by 2019, Pablo became her manager, using his connections to book many gigs and performances for her. Valentina gained recognition in the local electronic music scene when she won the Breakthrough DJ of the Year award at the Colombia Dance Awards. Known for her expertise in guaracha, a dance genre, she earned respect from fellow DJs, who expected her success to grow. As Valentina's career grew, her relationship with Pablo shifted from professional to romantic. Despite this, he continued managing her, helping her gain fame both in Colombia and abroad. Valentina performed in more than 20 cities across the country and shared the stage with big names like Steve Aoki. In 2021, Valentina and Pablo ended their relationship on good terms, but Pablo still managed her career. Despite her success, Valentina stayed humble, using her income to support her family and eventually buy a house for her mother. By 2022, she was a resident DJ at some of the biggest clubs in Colombia's major cities and had gained about 15,000 followers on Instagram. A year after her split from Pablo, Valentina, now single and ready to date again, started chatting with men on Instagram. In April 2022, she connected with John Poulos, a 34-year-old from Texas. After talking online for a few days, they decided to meet at a music festival in Cancun, where Valentina was set to perform as a DJ. Despite their 13-year age gap, they clicked, with Poulos being drawn to her maturity and dedication to her work. The couple extended their weekend trip by 2 more days, starting their long-distance relationship. Over the next few months, they kept their romance alive by meeting in different countries for vacations. As things got more serious, Poulos went to Colombia to meet Valentina's family, who liked him right away. Laura especially found him polite and caring towards her daughter. But as Valentina became more popular, Poulos started feeling insecure. The attention she got from other men, combined with the difficulties of their long-distance relationship, made the man jealous and controlling. "My sister was always around people, and men couldn't stop staring because she was very beautiful with ideal looks." Poulos started insisting that Valentina video call him whenever she was at a club, so he could be sure she was being faithful. He also pushed her to give him access to her messaging accounts so he could keep an eye on her conversations. At first, Valentina saw his behavior as a sign of love and care. Tensions escalated in December 2022 when Poulos accused his girlfriend, Valentina, of cheating. The argument began when she asked him to send $1,000 to a friend, as she couldn't receive the money herself. Poulos later found out, through a private investigator he had hired, that Valentina was in Aruba with another man, which explained why she couldn't claim the money. This discovery made Valentina feel both betrayed and violated. She tried to break up with him but denied his claims that she was cheating with her friend. Wanting to save their relationship, he apologized for what he had done and begged her not to leave. In a big move, he said he would move to Colombia, marry her, and start a family. This seemed to convince her, and she agreed to give their relationship another chance. Valentina's family was happy about the news and the financial security it meant for her, celebrating the couple's future together. Then, on December 17, 2022, Poulos expressed his love for Valentina on social media. In response to a question on Twitter about the wildest first dates, he shared that his crazy first date was inviting a Colombian woman on vacation without having met her first, and now they were engaged. Poulos left Texas on January 19, 2023, to start a new life in Colombia. He rented an apartment in Bogotá and picked up Valentina from her home the next day, January 20th. That night, he went with her to her performances, and afterward, they had drinks before heading back to the apartment early on January 21st. On January 21st, Valentina chatted with friends and family, sharing her wedding plans with excitement. She called her younger brother to show him their new home and sent a video to her mom while moving her things. Laura was thrilled that her daughter had found someone to love her after years of putting the family first. Little did she know, tragedy was about to strike. Early on January 23, 2023, a homeless man searching through a dumpster near the airport found a suitcase wrapped in tape. Inside, there was a white garbage bag with bloodstains. He quickly called the police. When officers arrived, they found the body of a woman in the suitcase, along with a school ID that identified her as Valentina Tres Palacios. When authorities started investigating her death, they found a bag with the victim's phone in a trash can near El Dorado International Airport. This led them to worry that the killer might have already left the country. After checking the phone, they discovered multiple missed calls from Pablo Silva, Valentina's manager. They contacted him, and he told them about her relationship with an American named John Poulos. The police quickly arrived at the couple's rented apartment but found that Poulos had already left. However, security camera footage revealed important details. The video showed Poulos entering the apartment alone on January 19 with a blue suitcase like the one where the victim was later found, along with a backpack. The next day, he was seen arriving with Valentina at 7 p.m., with her carrying her things as she moved in with her boyfriend. The couple left around 9:46 p.m. to go to Valentina's performance at a club, coming back to their apartment around 5 a.m. on January 21st. Everything seemed fine when they returned home. They stayed in the apartment for the rest of the day, only seen on camera when they left for lunch. Later, at 10 p.m., they were seen arguing as Poulos walked toward the elevator. Poulos was seen again on January 22 at 10 a.m., leaving his apartment with a shopping cart holding a blue suitcase covered by a gray blanket. Security footage showed him struggling to move the heavy suitcase from the cart into the trunk of his rental car. Cameras followed Poulos's car through the streets of Bogotá, eventually reaching the location where Valentina's body was found. Another camera captured him arriving at a park in Los Cambulos, where he quickly dumped the suitcase into a trash bin before rushing back to his car and driving to El Dorado International Airport, where he arrived at 4:30 p.m. Authorities confirmed that Poulos flew to Panama on January 22, 2023, fearing he had escaped. It was later discovered that he had also booked a flight to Turkey for January 24, with a connecting flight to Montenegro, a country that doesn't have an extradition treaty with Colombia. This raised worries that Poulos might escape justice if he reached Montenegro first. Colombian police worked quickly with Panamanian officers to stop Poulos from leaving the country. Their fast response resulted in Panama police catching him at the airport just before his flight. He was soon extradited to Colombia for questioning about Valentina Tres Palacios' death. Despite the mounting evidence against him, Poulos maintained his innocence, suggesting that his girlfriend had been murdered by members of the Medellin cartel. He claimed that this was also the reason for his attempted escape from Colombia, as he feared the same individuals were targeting him due to his association with Valentina. However, police remained unconvinced by his story and charged him with femicide on January 27, 2023, a crime classified as extremely serious in Colombia since 2015, carrying sentences of up to 50 years without the possibility of house arrest or sentence reductions. As investigators and prosecutors built their case, Poulos's ex-wife, Ashley, provided insight into his past. The couple married in 2009 and had enjoyed a largely happy relationship until the diagnosis of one of their sons with cancer in 2016. This stressful event seemed to trigger a change in Poulos, who became cold and harsh towards Ashley, with episodes of violence that ultimately led her to file for divorce in January 2021. During the divorce proceedings, Poulos sold their entire marital estate and kept the funds in an offshore trust, leaving his wife and children with nothing, even refusing to pay for child support. An examination of Poulos's Twitter profile also shed light on his changing attitudes, revealing misogynistic retweets. According to Ashley, Poulos left the United States after their separation, traveling all over Europe while squandering their money on women before settling in Texas. After meeting Valentina, he lavished her with gifts, sent her money weekly, and financed their trips and outings. Allegedly, Poulos also paid for a chest enlargement procedure that Valentina had in October 2022. Prosecutors also interviewed the late DJ's family and friends to gain insight into the couple's relationship and the events leading up to the tragic crime. Her mother confirmed that the couple had experienced problems in the months prior to the murder due to Poulos's jealousy and controlling behavior, which had led to several arguments. However, they thought the two resolved their issues and were working towards marriage. Daniel, Valentina's brother, revealed that Poulos told his sister he rented an apartment for a month where they would stay while searching for a permanent home. However, investigators later discovered that the apartment and vehicle were only rented for 4 days, fueling suspicions that the crime was premeditated. This was supported after one of Valentina's friends came forward with information about the couple's problems following her trip to Aruba, which Poulos's private investigator had uncovered. Based on their investigation and interviews, prosecutors established a timeline and motive for the crime. They believed that Poulos had become obsessed with the young DJ over the course of their relationship, with his insecurities and her actions leading him to suspect infidelity. The private investigator's report was the final straw, prompting Poulos to plan Valentina's murder even before returning to Colombia on January 19, as evidenced by the short-term rental of the apartment and vehicle. An official from the car rental company then disclosed that while completing the rental forms, Poulos stated he was in the country to catch his girlfriend, whom he knew had been cheating on him. The couple was also alleged to have been arguing on the night of January 20 after Valentina received attention from other men at the club. The driver who picked them up from the venue on the morning of January 21 told police that Valentina had shown him a message on her phone, indicating she was in danger. However, before the driver could inquire further, Poulos entered the vehicle, prompting Valentina to tell the driver she had mistakenly typed the words. Prosecutors believed that sometime between the evening of January 21 and January 22, Poulos repeatedly struck Valentina in the face after an intimate encounter, then strangled her with his hands, causing her death. This was supported by the autopsy and forensic reports, which concluded that the victim had died from asphyxiation due to strangulation after suffering repeated blows to the face, chest, arms, back, and head. Faced with overwhelming evidence, Poulos's defense team attempted to delay the trial by citing language barrier issues. A trial scheduled for April 2023 was postponed after his lawyers claimed he had not received adequate translation while in custody or during initial court appearances. They also argued that since femicide charges did not exist in the United States, Poulos did not fully comprehend the accusations against him. Another trial, set for October 2023, was delayed when Poulos fired his counsel and translator. Despite these attempts, Poulos's trial commenced on December 4, 2023, with several witnesses taking the stand. In a last-ditch effort to secure his freedom, Poulos offered his version of events, claiming that he and Valentina were under the influence of alcohol and substances on the night of January 21. He alleged that he remembered being intimate with her that night and waking up only to find her dead beside him. He attributed his actions of concealing her body and fleeing the country to confusion and panic. He then claimed to regret dumping her body. Still, on June 4, 2024, John Poulos was found guilty of femicide and concealment of evidence, receiving a sentence of 42 years and 8 months in prison. The judge believed the relationship between Valentina and Poulos had become toxic to the point that the man wanted to take revenge on the woman because of his uncontrollable jealousy. Furthermore, the judge cited the apparent power imbalance in their relationship because of the way the perpetrator controlled the victim's actions by gaining access to her accounts and hiring an investigator to tail her. The judge believed the accused was acting on a prevalent gender stereotype that he owned his partner because he spent money on her and her family. The case garnered significant media attention in Colombia and sparked public outrage. Valentina was seen as a talented artist with a bright future, and her tragic death highlighted the growing problem of exploitation and gender-based violence committed by foreign tourists against local women in Colombia. To address the growing crisis, Colombia's Vice President and Minister of Equality and Equity, Francia Márquez, announced in February 2024 new measures to address the issue. This included the expansion of a hotline for victims of gender-based violence and the establishment of a psychosocial hotline for men who are potential aggressors. These initiatives provide much-needed resources to women in need and could potentially save lives. Although Valentina's family was happy that justice was served, they were still grieving the loss of their loved one. Her fans and peers in the music industry also mourned the loss of a promising young talent who was just starting her career. It was also revealed that Valentina was working on her first album at the time of the crime, making the tragedy even worse for those who knew how hard the ambitious DJ strived to make her dreams come true. Valentina was laid to rest amidst a group of friends and family who honored her by playing electronic music in the cemetery as a send-off to the talented DJ. They hoped that the tragic murder of Valentina Tres Palacios would serve as a reminder of the urgent need to combat gender-based violence and protect the rights of women to live their dreams not only in Colombia but around the world. My daughter had big dreams. She wanted to be a great DJ. She wanted to travel around the world. She wanted to see many countries and fill her passport with stamps. She wanted to create a foundation for street animals. She had many beautiful dreams. My daughter had many dreams. She was a beautiful being who didn't deserve to die.